Photography Daily, the assignment.
Assignment day, where today street photographer and mentor Valerie Jardin returns for a third time now as our special guest to set a photography challenge and way to think about your picture making for the next week. And I think today's assignment, which is such a perfectly simple idea, the best often are, should produce some super photographs from you. And I'll add that your creativity for this doesn't have to be made on the street. It's a challenge for everyone. Whatever kind of photography interests you, whatever camera you hold, film, larger format, DSLR, mirrorless, compact, smartphone, it's all about the picture that you see. As always, there's a show page on the website, photographydaily.show, and I'd love you to share the pictures you make for this challenge, which I can then upload to the show page for this edition, number 313, and you can check back, of course, to see pictures from previous editions. There'll be some examples that Valerie has photographed as well, just to inspire you. And before we start, my thanks to our wonderful patrons and mpb.com who sponsor this show, the number one company in the UK, the US and Europe, with bases in Brighton and Brooklyn and Berlin when it comes to buying, selling and trading used camera kit online. It's a safe place to do business with guarantees upon what you buy. A look ahead to the photo walk this week on Friday. My guest is Alex Kilby, whose wonderful YouTube channel is really finding a momentum now. It's not a kit channel, it's an opportunity to learn about those who make the pictures, a study of how and why you make your own photographs too. Plus, I talked to Alex about life changes, as this channel, his channel, is certainly one of his. A successful photographer for many years with his own studio, the pandemic underlined for Alex a reason to move on, to change, to do something he'd been intrigued to go all in on for a while. And we talked together about life changes and the anticipation around them.
And I'd been talking with her about the studio, and she was like, "So you're going to stay open?" I said, I don't know. But I knew in my head that this is it. Yeah.
Friday's Photo Walk show then features Alex Kilby from A Photographic Life. So let's now meet our guest for today, setting you a challenge for the new week.
The assignment.
Valerie, when you mentioned the word filters to me, I thought, what do you mean? Just getting one of those filters and slapping it on the front, and it might be a neutral density one, or it could be the favourite old one, the tobacco filter or whatever. But you didn't mean that at all, did you?
No, and actually I don't put filters in front of my lens of any kind. They're naked. But what I meant by natural filters is actually finding something in the environment that you could put between your camera and the subject.
Yes. Yeah.
For example, I bought a clear bell-shaped umbrella just for that. And I've had that umbrella for years, and I finally had the umbrella, the rain, and the subject all came together after like 3 years, just last summer. So for that, you go on a rainy day, which if you're in the UK, you probably have
fair few.
Plenty of those.
Yeah, we do.
So you probably have a clear bell-shaped umbrella, and then you focus on the rain on the umbrella, and then your subject will be out of focus behind it. So it creates kind of a moody feel. You can use filters. I love photographing people through those frosty windows.
Yes.
Not frosty from frost, but like in Italy once I was in a church and there was a confessional in use with light inside, and it was dark in the church. So the priest and the alleged sinner.
I don't know. Are we supposed to call them sinner? No.
I don't know. Well, obviously he had something to confess. So they were behind that kind of frosted glass. So all you see is shapes.
Yes.
So it's completely anonymous, which I like, because some people are a bit shy of photographing people who are recognizable.
Yeah.
So that's the added bonus. And then you see the shape. So there is mystery, or people coming out of a bathroom door in a public building. Often if there is glass, the door that leads to the stalls will have frosty look to it. So like somebody pushing that door open, you only see the hand on the.
I wonder what you're going to suggest now. I was thinking Valerie gets arrested for shooting.
I just wait outside bathroom windows. Public bathrooms. Or a great one, and that's an easy one. In the winter, and I love doing that in Paris, I sit inside a busy cafe.
Yeah.
where there is a lot of condensation on the inside, and then you get a really good window seat. And then you photograph people walking by. So now you have to really, it's all strategic. You have to not only get the right window seat, but then you have to have a good backdrop that's not going to be too busy, no cars on the street. So you have to do a little bit of homework on that one. But yeah, the sky is the limit. You can be sitting at a cafe and shoot right through your glass of wine. Sometime you'll see life upside down. There are so many things you can do.
So you're introducing these filters, which again is a really good way to find some confidence. Because you're not necessarily, in terms of doing this, because it doesn't have to be a street photograph, does it? You're not necessarily confronting yourself with somebody that you're photographing head on.
Absolutely. I really do. I find there are so many more interesting ways to do that. I'm not an in-your-face photographer. No. Even if I photograph people super close, and sometimes I'm within inches from them, and I've learned to be invisible, but I'm never in their face. No. And that, to me, that's a big no-no. That's just not the type of street photography I do or that I enjoy looking at anyways. So there's so many ways to approach street photography if you're a bit shy or if you're really starting. And then if you've been doing that for a while and you kind of want to spice things up, well then, use anything between your camera and your subject and have fun with it. It's all about having fun.
So the assignment this week, next 7 days, is find a natural filter and use that to photograph through or with or behind or
Exactly. Have fun.
And that's our challenge for this week. I'll be delighted to see what you produce and would love to show them on today's corresponding show page. That's episode 313 on the website photographydaily.show. I know we have new people joining us all the time, new photographers joining us all the time. So thank you, and it's wonderful to meet you. If you're new to the assignment show, there are many more that you can go back to visit and take part in. You don't have to do this on a Monday. I know many people listen to it on other days of the week. And of course, as soon as you hear the challenge, whether it's set for 7 days, 14 days, or a month, we've had one for a month recently, then the clock starts ticking at that particular moment. Music on the show today from artlist.io. Neil Ford, Emily Renier and Andrea Gilpin, thank you for your support work behind the scenes, and I look forward to photographing with you, hearing from you and talking with you on the Photo Walk.
The Assignment is a Loading Zone production.